Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we talk all things reality TV or whatever. I'm your host, Pharaoh. We are joined by our wonderful girls, Lily. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're here to answer some questions for you gals and girls, the girls who want to know us better and whatnot.
Or what? Or whatnot? Or whatever. The fuck. So I asked y'all to ask us questions. Y'all asked us questions. We finna read the questions and then answer the questions. It's quite literally that simple or whatever. I just feel like it's cute for you guys to get to know a little bit more about us, get a little bit more personal or whatever. So I mean, hey, let's get into it. Um, the first question we had got questions on Instagram, we got questions on Twitter, and we also got questions on YouTube or whatever. I'm gonna start with the YouTube questions, and then we'll just move along or whatever. So
Mm.
the first question, and this is a good one, because it kind of tells origin. How did y'all meet? And then how did y'all start the podcast together?
How did
So
we
this
meet?
is
How did we meet, Tara? I don't know.
this is a good question. So we went to high school together,
Unfortunately.
and unfortunately for me, and we met essentially through a mutual friend,
Through mutual friends in
friends.
general. I remember it was freshman year. I didn't
Was
speak to Pharaoh, but we knew Pharaoh. Like I knew, like it was like high and by. I remember we were both writing books, and we would
we
like
were.
get advice from one mutual friend. So
Mhm.
like I remember like little moments like that, but like friends, not really.
It was not giving friends, and so eventually, we met kind of essentially through Big Brother, literally
Yeah.
through essentially reality TV in general. That's kind of how we ended up being friends because we both liked it. We were in a group chat together, but we were not. We were like the least connected in that group
Like
chat,
I did not
but
speak to him
but
ever.
not at all. And then we essentially started vibing over Big Brother, and then the friendship
Vibing
grew.
or obsessing, I fear.
It was quite literally obsessing. It was very bad for us.
Like the
It
first few
was
months
very bad,
of the friendship, we would only talk about Big Brother.
and that's it.
Only Big Brother.
Not nothing else, not life. And then we got really, really close. We became cool friends for a while. And then when I started the podcast, I mean, essentially, if we're being honest, I used to talk about Big Brother and Survivor and shit with Lee. And at a point, me and Lee were not talking. And therefore, therefore, I needed a way to let out my Big Brother feelings. And so I started a podcast alone. So if you go back way back in Genesis of this page, you will just see me
Yeah.
and it'll just be me alone, talking about shit. And then essentially, when me and Lee rekindled our friendship, I was like, "Hey, sister, let's do this podcast together. Let's just talk about Big Brother together." And he was like, "Okay," and there
Yeah.
you go.
And it's like
Period.
literally like if y'all think we're funny, if y'all think we're hilarious, like these are just the conversations we be having on the phone at all times. Like all of these shows, like well, not all of them because
Literally.
we didn't watch all of them together, but like specifically like Big Brother and Survivor. This is just stuff that we say on the phone all the time, and now we
Hmm.
saying it for y'all. So
Hmm. Period. So we're here. Um. So. Oh, and that question was by BNatRL88 on YouTube. So thank you for that question. You are so great. We got a lot of like just positive comments. Some people didn't even want to ask questions, and that's
and
really,
it's
really
like
sweet
that
too.
really warms my heart. I like when y'all comment nice things.
Yes, we stay reading the comments, y'all.
We really do.
So
Like we may not
when y'all
reply to all
comment
of them,
shit,
but we like we read everyone. And then
mhm.
like it's just like now some of them was so nasty, y'all. I got called obese in one of them. I'm like,
It was no, they
yeah.
literally hate us. They'd be like, "Wow, two bottoms trying to speak on a straight man," and it's
Of
like,
course, these blacks hate white. It's like,
y'all
oh
be
god.
getting bad in the comments. Y'all don't be fighting either. I need y'all to start reading the comments and like arguing
Well, no,
because
I feel like I don't. To me, I don't even need to fight because I feel like the positivity on their end, I be,
I know that's
it's like
enough.
it doesn't. The negative comments really don't mean much. Like, yeah,
So,
I'm obese, and people still love me. So now what?
so Melissa, I'm gonna just read it out. She made her positive comment. Melissa Brunson said, "Love you both. Pure. I was a fan of BB, but I checked a while ago. I checked out a while ago to the point where I missed the cookout. I missed BB 23. I heard about what was happening to Taylor and started watching again this summer. And thankfully, I found a link to your channel, and the rest is history. Your commentary and player ratings, and now postseason interviews have brought smiles to my face and made me laugh. I pray your channel continues to grow as I will continue to watch and check out you and check out the shows you cover. Like, I love that. Thank you so much.
I
You're
love that so
wonderful.
much. And it sucks because a lot of people were like, we didn't discover you until after the season. The algorithm was not putting y'all on. So I'm just happy that, because a lot of people are like kind of going back and watch like our older content. And it's just like, that's so great. Cause it's just like, I didn't think, you never think people are going to care about your opinion like that. So it's like, the fact that some people actually care, it's like, oh.
And literally this video is literally like for you people, for everyone who's been so sweet to us, who has supported us this whole time. So I appreciate it. I mean, shit, I hope y'all like it. I don't know. This person, Sephora Bernard, says, love the channel, love the two of you, period. Will you do reviews of other reality shows like Real Housewives of Potomac? So Potomac. So I don't watch Real Housewives of Potomac.
I just binged all 14 seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta this year, and then I'm on Real House of Potomac. I'm on season 4. So I mean, it's definitely something that I think could happen one day. It's just like y'all, like we're not like these other podcasters, and this is no shade to nobody, but we have active jobs and they conflict with a lot of scheduling. That's why like when we have like these interviews, y'all have no idea. It's really hard because we're only free at a set time on certain days, and we can't just call in because YouTube ain't putting them checks out like that. They're really not. So it's just like we really have to kind of get things in a certain schedule. And like even now, like we're covering 4 shows, and that's taking up a lot of time. So it's like if we were to add that on there, that would just be another show that probably would drop days later. So it's like I feel like it's something that could potentially happen. Just when we get a little bit more staff or something else. I don't know.
That's the thing. Like a lot of these other podcasts, like they do have multiple people covering shit. So them having a lot of people, it really does help. It's just us two, y'all. So yeah, it is a struggle. We had a lot of people asking if we were going to cover them all. Girl, well, you got it. We also had a lot of comments about
episodes 1 through 5 out. 2 videos. Go check them out.
Go check them out. We also got questions about if we were going to interview Joseph and girl.
Daddy's on the channel.
So
what can I say?
I mean, hey, thank you so much for asking. We provided.
And y'all and I feel like, especially like the people who like been with us, because like when we started this, like we was really, really small, really new, you know what I mean? And we just grown so much over the Big Brother season. That's why like I really appreciate everyone who watch, comment, share, clip the videos, even if you don't tag us. It's like period. Like so it's just like the support is great, and it's like to sit down with these people who have played. Like we've talked to 3 of the women of the cookout. We talked to Kylan. We've talked to Taylor, Joseph, and we've even talked to even more people just like on a personal note.
And they did not have to come on either, so that's just so wonderful.
Like I never thought we'd be like at this type of level. Like so, it's just like feels really good. It feels really good.
It feels really, really good. Okay, Isabella Gariteka. If I said that wrong, girl, please, I'm so sorry. How do you feel about Big Brother 11? This was a very specific question, but it's kind of cute. How do you feel about Big Brother 11? It's the first one I watched and still fascinates me today. Like from the cast, Russell, Shima, Jeff, Kevin, etc., to having a winner like Jordan, something like that will never really happen again. Taylor or Lisa might be the closest, but that's a stretch. How do you feel about Big Brother 11? So actually, Big Brother 11 was the first season I got onto Big Brother with also. So that's really interesting that you like it. I recently did a rewatch of all the seasons. So I recently rewatched Big Brother 11. And I thought Big Brother 11 was one of the top tier seasons because, and honestly, if I'm being truthful, I feel like the reason that season is so good is because of the diversity it randomly had. Like, around that time, all the seasons around it did not have the amount of diversity it did. It had Kevin, Lydia, Russell, Shima, Natalie, so many people of color. And I think that's honestly what caused the dynamicness of the season and why we got a woman to win. A lot of the times when there's more diversity, we get more diverse winners. And that's why it's kind of like, oh, we got such a random winner like Jordan. I don't think it was random. I think it was based on the fact that it was more diversity. So people like her have more of a chance. Women who are not just strategists and not just physical could have won that season. So, I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Big Brother's so weird with that because like they randomly brought a hella diversity in BB11, and I feel like BB18 randomly had a lot of diversity as well. And it's like, why they did these random? And then both of those had a woman win.
Exactly.
Nicole was the first woman to beat a man in that season, in the 18. So it's just like, clearly diversity breeds great seasons. Because I think 18 is a
Literally.
great season.
I think so too. Sure.
I can't say much on BB11. I didn't watch. I'm sorry.
It was a great season. It was pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good. Very dynamic. Like a bunch of shit happened. And similar to
I've
18.
seen like the fights. I've seen the Shima. I've seen Jeff be very homophobic. No shade. So I've seen a lot of clips, but I never watched the season in full. Yeah, it's really hard for me to just watch like the recorded episodes back because like as a feed watcher now, I know how much of it is just probably not accurate or I'm not getting the full picture. And they put a lot of filler in episodes. So every time I try to go back and watch a season, I get so bored. I really do.
Hard. It is.
I know a lot of seasons just from stats I know from like the Wikipedia pages and being like in the community for so long, but a few seasons I just have not watched in full, to be honest.
So, hey, this is Evans on YouTube. Hey, could y'all do Big Brother recaps of every season? Maybe not the first one though. LOL. Whew. Now, a full recap, that sounds, honestly, that sounds like something that if in the potential the channel grows, we get super big and we don't got to work. Yeah. That sounds like something we could invest
like y'all, if we had more free time, y'all probably be getting way more content. Just random videos, because there's be nothing else to do. That's why all these podcasts are able to do it because this is their job. This is not our job yet. So like watching full
like, comment, and share if you want us to do that. Like quite literally. I think what something we could do in the future, similarly to what we did for Big Brother 23, we did a overall player rating for that season. We could do that for a few seasons because we have seen a few seasons like
that we haven't talked about.
BB20, BB22. We could do it for a few seasons. So that's definitely something that's possible, especially for like our off season when Big Brother's not on. We definitely could put out some videos like that for you. You guys got to comment what y'all want. If we see a bunch of comments or a few comments about stuff that y'all want to see us, then eventually we're going to be like, damn, let's go ahead and do it.
Because that's what we did for the mole. We was not doing the mole.
No, the way we wasn't going to do the mole. Y'all got so lucky. Thanks for streaming, by the way. Y'all
but that's the girls are viewing. Period.
That's right. So, this is a question for Lee.
Oh, hey.
This is by Lindy Chinu. She says, or they, is Leah a comedian by profession, or is he just literally, or is he just naturally funny? Because there hasn't been a video that he hasn't made me laugh. Lee?
Girl, I'm not. I just be saying anything. I'm glad y'all find this funny.
You need to be a whole comedian because this shit is crazy. Like, dead ass, I say every podcast at this point. Lee is a whole comedian. Like,
I really just be talking, y'all. I'm happy that y'all find it that funny.
It's hilarious. I be laughing. I be bending over on the ground. Someone said, "Will you ever do a season rewatch?" We kind of already answered that. They also mentioned I would love to see commentary on BB Can 5. This is London calling. I will say, like I rewatched all the seasons.
Ica season, yeah.
I love Ica season. I've rewatched all the seasons, but to do a rewatch and then have it on the podcast, like we said earlier, it would just have to be
probably definitely a player recap. BB Can, I feel like I need to rewatch BB Can like 1 through 5, definitely, so I can have more knowledge on them because I watched them, but like I was back in like high school.
Literally. Okay, Peace to Mateo on YouTube said, "What was your first ever reality show you watched, and why did you watch it? Also, could you each name 5 of your favorite reality shows?" This is a good question. Lee?
I feel like what got me into reality, like the first show I remember watching was Jersey Shore. Y'all know Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore really was a cultural reset because MTV used to have the marathons on, and one time my sister was watching it. And I just pulled up a chair, watched it with her. I was like, this is some good trashy TV. So literally I binged the marathon and I was on top of that, and then I just started watching like everything. Like I went through a phase in middle school with any reality show I watched. I watched Project Runway, I watched Face Off, I watched America's Next Top Model, I've watched Dancing with the Stars, American Idol, The Voice. I would watch Survivor, Big Brother. Girl, what was that one show? The Glass House. Who remembers the Glass House? I went through a big phase like that. So, but like Jersey Shore really started that phase. I feel like my top 5 would definitely be Big Brother, Jersey Shore, because that's just like a cultural reset. The Real World.
That's 3.
I'm gonna do a recent one. Real Housewives of Atlanta, no shade. And then honestly, probably Survivor.
Okay, I like that.
That's a random top 5, isn't it?
It is. It is.
There's so much more. Like a top 10 list. America's Next Top Model will definitely be in it. I love America's Next Top Model. Yeah.
Sure. My first ever reality show I watched. Growing up, I remember my mom used to always watch reality TV, and then my brother and my sister would watch reality TV too because they're like a few years older than me. So with my mom, she would always watch like CBS shows, Survivor, Big Brother. So I would always see them on, and then my sister and my brother would watch the MTV shit. I want to say honestly, Flavor of Love, or I think Flavor of Love was probably my first reality TV. I was really, really into I Love Money. And that was the Rock of Love girls, the Flavor of Love girls. And they all played.
Now that was trashy TV.
It was. And they played like a competition reality show. And they and that's what I watched. Also, when I was young, I used to watch MTV Cribs a lot. That's fake reality.
Yeah.
But at the time I thought it was low-key real. So, and I also used to watch like Rob's Fantasy. What the fuck is it called?
I think it's Rob's Factory. Yeah.
Fantasy Factory. I used to watch shit like that on MTV when I was really young. So all that shit like that. My top 5, I would say, would be definitely Big Brother and Survivor, especially currently. If I'm trying to think overall, like my entire life, what was like hitting. Definitely Big Brother and Survivor. I really like Bad Girls Club. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I didn't even think about Bad Girls Club. She's in top 10. She's in top 10.
I do like Bad Girls Club. If I had to pick 2 more, that's a good question. I actually do like the love shows. I really, really did like them. Recently, there hasn't been none that like I just really, really like. I will say though, girl, 5 is hard. 5 is really hard. 5 is really hard. I can't do 5. Those was the ones. Okay. 444-888 said, "Hey, can y'all make weekly hot topic / celeb news podcast?" Would y'all watch that? Like,
I honestly, especially when we don't have much shows to cover, that's something I would not mind doing. It really wouldn't, but it's like, are y'all gonna watch?
That's the question.
And then also, it's like, what topics will we talk about? Like, that'd just be a whole different, like, whole different thing. Yeah, a whole different world.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the show. Can we get more videos dragging the girls? LMAO, and they put dragging the girls in quotes. This is by Tyree Ladd. I was looking for the Palomas dragging. Oh, damn.
Oh,
that's the main one we need. Also, could y'all drag people for postseason buffoonery too? Now, I'm not gonna lie, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna be dragging more of the girls? I don't believe we're gonna take some time to drag the more of the girls. I don't believe we are. Lee, I just
don't. If it's something that we just see multiple people saying we need the Paloma dragon, it can be done. Mm-hmm. But I also just feel like I just want to have the season in the rear view, child. I'm so over talking about these people. I'm done with these people. I really am. Every time I get on Twitter and I see like, oh, Daniel did something new today, and it's like, he's a terrible person. We knew that. I don't really care. Like, I don't give a fuck about these people. So that's just kind of my mindset with it. I'm not gonna lie. This is definitely something we're gonna continue to do. Like in the future, any house guest that needs to be dragged, make sure to tune into the Reality Kingdom because we will be dragging any Big Brother Canada, Big Brother US. Big Brother 20, all of them. Every last one of them. So.
Okay. Kim B says, what is your favorite twist from all of the Big Brother seasons?
This is like recency bias, but honestly, I did like the multiverse and the besties twist. I don't know if it's just because they turned out okay, but honestly, I really, really enjoyed them. Before that, I mean, they've just all been so bad recently. Like, I have to think back in the day. Like, I thought BB6 was great. I thought 1 through 6 2 through 6 was really good, like the little twist they had. So those was really interesting. They just, they really got bad these recent years.
I'm not gonna lie, because I did a full rewatch. I did not, on the rewatch, I didn't like season 3, 4, and 5's twist because it was like uneven shit. Like in season 4, only half of them had their exes, and then 4 random people didn't. I didn't like that. So if I had to say which one, it would be either 6. If you count All Stars as a twist, I love a good All Stars, guys, but I don't think that's counted as a twist. So I would say BB6. So the Secret Pairs. Secret Pairs is definitely my favorite twist.
100%.
They need to bring it back. Like, please quit playing. Please cast us. Hello. Mm-hmm. So on YouTube, there's more comments on YouTube, but I'm gonna hop to Twitter so the Twitter girls get their little stuff too. It's Jake Fit with 2 T's says, will either of you ever apply to the show yourselves? I'm assuming Big Brother.
Yeah.
Would you, Lee?
Oh yeah, I would definitely apply. I haven't been these last few years because I'm just really honestly, I don't want to play. I'm really just not in the mood. I don't feel like I'm ready to be on television. I don't feel like that was my big thing about BB23. I was just like, I am not going to do good at these competitions. I don't want to get on this show, not win any competitions and be known as a flop. Now that the competitions are more equitable, it do make me, more inclined to play, but I would still like to fix some things and get things in order before I start applying again.
Okay. So I'm going to hop to Twitter real quick.
What, you ain't going to answer?
Oh, I forgot. like a bitch. I would play. I have applied. I would apply again. But will they cast me? Clearly not. Hello. But no, we'll see. I plan on applying more in the future to see if I can get on Big Brother. I'd love to play, but I mean, hey, they gotta cast me. Like applying is just one step. So there's that. Okay. So on Twitter, we have a question from Game Troll. He said, first of all, how are y'all so perfect? Thank you. You are the best. Would you consider doing a ranking episode for BB? So even better, or a season review episodes of other seasons. I'm guessing they're saying ranking the seasons.
I think that's something we could do. Big Brother ranking video. Yeah, that'd be fun. Ranking the seasons.
I could definitely do that.
Definitely for one of our off-season podcasts whenever we start doing those again.
Yeah, that's not bad. I feel like
we're in off-season.
Hey, later on. That's not bad. I think I definitely could do that. That wouldn't be too much at all. He also said, would you ever interview other BB interviewers? It's meta as fuck, but I love it. That's interesting. So like people like
other
Taryn,
podcasters?
Yeah, like people like Taryn Armstrong or Kamisha Reviews, people like that. I wouldn't mind. I don't think that I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't mind. But the demand has to be there. Like if people want to watch that, then of course we do it.
Of course, yeah. I honestly, I didn't even expect us to be a channel that does interviews. I didn't honestly think there was going to be our space. I thought we were just going to be recaps. But now that we've done it, I'm definitely looking to doing more things like that because that seems pretty interesting.
Okay. At Turtle Farts 24.
Turtle Farts.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. The first question: who would be y'all's dream BB alumni guest?
That's the thing. We had them. We did. Taylor, Tiffany, Hannah. I guess Davon at this point. Davon, Bailey, any black woman. Kenny.
I love Bailey. Bailey is my favorite Big Brother player ever. I am obsessed with her. I talk about her all the time. Lee be getting tired of me. I'll just say Bailey name.
We'll be talking about Big Brother 6, and he'll say Bailey. Bailey ain't got nothing to do with this. But no, Bailey is great. I would love to talk to Bailey. I would love to talk to Davon. I really would honestly love to talk to any black woman that's played this game. I'm not gonna lie, like that's not even an exaggeration. Like,
me too. Literally,
but we've definitely talked to like some bit like
we were starstruck. We were starstruck. Like y'all don't see it, but before we start the videos and we start recording, we'd be like, "Oh my god!" I'd be sitting here nervous as fuck. Y'all don't be saying nothing. We'd be like, "Damn!" I'd be like, "Hey, hi, y'all." When Joseph pulled up,
that was a man. Wow.
Okay. They also had a second question. This is a fun, messy question. They say, who's your most embarrassing BB crush that you would never want to admit? Liga, because I know you got.
Honestly, Cody Calafiore, child. I know that's kind of not embarrassing because he's actually gorgeous as hell. But it's just like it's embarrassing because I just like Cody. Like I don't know. Like it's just like, dang, I'm really a white man's whore. Like I
stand
really
up is what it gets.
Like stand up, but he is so fine. Like that.
He does look good. I'm not gonna lie.
He is still to
this day.
He's aging very well.
Very, very well. Very, very good. And his brother? But we move.
I fear. I don't know.
All right, so Lee has a lot of embarrassing ones. I will say, I don't be having crushes on these BB men. These BB men don't be doing it for me at all. I'm not gonna lie.
Girl, that is a whole lie. You were in love with Kylan.
Is that embarrassing?
It's not embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but you still you made it seem like I don't have any crushes at all. You be having crushes.
Kylan was the one I thought of. DX is fine as fuck too. I think it happened more in recent seasons because one thing about me is a white man is not going to do much for me, and so it hasn't been until recent seasons where we've even had. Give me 3 more seasons, and I'll give you an embarrassing one. How about that? Boom. La Di Da Shaw. Queen, shout out to you. At Shanice R on Twitter. How did you come up with the idea for the dragon videos? Are there any other house guests you'd be willing to interview based on postseason behavior? So any other house guests from BB24.
Mm-hmm.
Lee actually came up with the dragon videos idea.
Yeah, it was around the time Nicole got evicted, and I was like, we have to go in. Like, it was at the time I was just like, I am mad. Like, and I just want to drag her. Like, it was that's really what it came down to. Because it was fresh off of them blowing up on her. Like, I was over it at that point. So once we did her, then y'all really liked it a lot. Because I didn't expect it to really do. I just wanted to drag. But y'all liked it a lot, so we kept it going. And like we definitely plan on keeping dragging the girls. And then when it comes to interviewing anyone postseason, like I said, like I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, I want you guys to interview Terrence and drag him and get into his ass and da da da." Which I can see how that would be something that would seem interesting. But to me, honestly, I'm just like, I don't want that man on. I really do not want that man on here. I don't got nothing to say to him. I really don't, because like an interview with me, I would have to care about what he's gonna say. I don't give a fuck about that man or his opinions. I don't give a fuck about Paloma. I don't give a fuck about Daniel. I don't give a fuck about any of them. I don't want to talk to them. I've said what I said, and I don't need to say more. They've probably seen the videos, no shade.
I hope they saw the videos, no shade. Speaking of other house guests to interview, I did reach out to Monty. And he, the Monty video, a lot of people have seen that one. So it's very likely he's seen it, or he's even heard of it. So I don't expect him to want to come on. And that's the thing; they probably would not feel comfortable coming on. And also, do we want to talk to him?
And that's why, when Pharaoh first said, "I'm going to message Monty," I was like, "You're going to message Monty?" Because I was genuinely like, I don't. One, I was just like, he's probably not going to say yes, but we just dragged him. We dragged the fuck out of him. And two, like, what would we say to him? Like, I just genuinely have nothing to say to these people. Like, I don't like hold them accountable. They're not going to be held accountable. They don't care about their actions. They really just don't. And then people like Jasmine and Indy who are apologetic postseason. I mean, I don't want to give them a platform to come on here and be apologetic too. I mean, have a conversation with Taylor. Y'all work it out. Right. I don't got nothing to say. Everyone's behavior, like in the future, 100%, I feel, but everyone's behavior this season was nasty. Like, I don't give a fuck who apologized. I think a lot of people in this season really have bad spirits, bad auras, and they're just really, really nasty people. And I think most of them, honestly, are only being apologetic postseason because she's the winner and America's Favorite Player. They see how loved she is. If she didn't win, if she was America's Favorite Player, she didn't have the love that she had, I don't think they'd be switching their tune in this way. I honestly don't. But that's just my opinion.
You know what? I agree. That's the thing. Like, I agree. I messaged Monty because I felt like, because he's black and because honestly, the interviews he was having with a lot of the other podcasters, and it's no shade to them, everyone interviews the way they would like. But when I was watching them, I just wasn't satisfied. I needed a good dragging. And so I wanted to give that satisfying interview, but it was a reach for him to want to reply, to be honest. But hey,
and that's just another thing. Like, honestly, if these people were more like, if Terrence was like, "Hey, I would like to come on around Kingdom and talk about these things," fine, that's a different story. But for me, reaching out to Terrence, it's like, I don't. And also, I look at it like, I know I've just dragged this man down. Like, what I look like reaching out to him, I guess I gotta get out of that mindset, especially if we're gonna do more of these, more seasons and things like that. Especially because y'all want it clearly, but a lot of people are not gonna say yes with us dragging them, y'all. It's just not possible.
They're not. We dragged them hard, and y'all know we did. Y'all saw the video.
For real. Ass nasty. I wouldn't say yes.
And they whole ass.
But that's me and Pharaoh said that at the beginning. We said it's easy for us to drag these people because we genuinely don't want any of them on. We didn't drag Joseph. We have him on. We didn't drag Taylor. We had her on. I mean,
and other than that, we really
got in their ass. So like, and I can't blame them for not wanting to be on. I wouldn't come on either.
we'll have them on BB25. We'll have the players come on and we'll talk to them.
Yeah,
if they're
but
good.
If anyone's being nasty, they're going to get dragged as they should be. Like, don't cast bad people, CBS. I don't know what to tell you.
And that's that on that. Marie, not Maria, at Athena509 on Twitter said, she asked a lot of questions, but we answered some of these. One that we did not answer was, do you guys just want to stay in the reality TV space, or can we hope that you expand into scripted TV reviews? I can answer this one. I feel like, well, we can both answer, but I'll start because I really do like scripted TV. I want to go into film eventually. I enjoy that type of shit. And I wouldn't mind doing a review for a scripted TV show. Like if Euphoria come around and I feel like I want to speak about that weekly. I know that there's a lane for that in the podcast world. There's a bunch of podcasts about scripted TV. There's Marvel podcasts. There's a bunch of shit. So I know that that's a possibility. However, kind of similarly to what we said earlier about the pop culture shit, like we just would need more time and we would need more, maybe even people to help with that. So it's not out of the books, but it just probably would take a few years, some time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Jada at Jada185608871 said, if there's a second chance this Big Brother season, who would you cast? That's the first question she asked.
Okay. A few people. Tiffany, Hannah, Azah, of course. That's three right there.
That's almost 8 girls right there.
No one from this season.
That's what I was thinking.
I would love to see Haley, BB20 play again.
Haley Brocker, shout out to her.
Brooker. I would like to see Kimmy.
It's Brocker. She literally said Brocker.
Oh, it's not Brooker?
On her YouTube channel.
I would love to see Kimmy, Jessica Milagros, play again.
Now that you're saying it, it's not that many. No shade. It's not for me. For men, I would love to see DX play again. I would love to see Kylan play again.
I like to see Michael play again.
The issue for me is before the BIPOC rule, I did not like anybody, honestly. Like if we had to go back in Alyssa, maybe. But that's just for kind of the iconicness of who Alyssa is, more so than me giving a fuck.
Rachel's sister.
Rachel's sister. You thought it was a whole, not Alyssa, but
Alyssa Slater.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely her. Cause I'm trying to go back like 16. None of them. 17. I mean, they've already got
Vanessa.
Honestly, I would like to see like one of the twins play, like Liz. Liz would be cute to come back.
I loved Liz.
So that's the thing. 17 was a pretty good season. They have not used any of those people again. They like haven't. Steve,
except James.
I would love to see and they had the whole All-Star season. They really didn't get any BB17 representation other than Davon. So that's interesting. BB18, Natalie Negrotti.
I love Natalie Negrotti.
Victor, if he was
BB18 had a nice cast too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but
Jessica and Cody from BB19. The girls don't like Cody like that.
As they should. And also, he probably would not come back.
He probably wouldn't come back, but definitely Jessica though. Definitely Jessica.
Mm-hmm. Not many people, y'all. Honestly, just don't give us the second chances. Just
we really don't need a second. We need All-Stars
seasons and then get another All-Stars with these first couple seasons and just leave it at that. I don't know. The next question that she asked is, what changes would y'all make to Big Brother? Me personally, I would like it on another work. Yeah, I would like it on another network like HBO. CBS makes it too PG. The production.
I honestly don't even think it's like being on CBS is the issue. It's just the fact that they have a shitty production team. They don't have people who give a fuck about the show. Grodner needs to be fired. They need a new president. No shade. Like it has to be done. Like it needs a whole entire revamping. It just does. And honestly, maybe being on another channel would help that, like HBO, something more current, something that's willing to, go that extra mile, like Netflix, for example. If you see the Netflix casting, the type of diversity and inclusivity I feel like they do try to get, like even the season of The Mole, it felt like there's no Caucasians. Like it's like a few, but like it's like compared to the POC in the cast, it was way more even and inclusive. I feel like Big Brother, they do typecasting. It's just a lot of issues.
Of issues. I would change everything.
Behind the scenes. The behind the scenes needs to be 100% revamped, because I feel like I will say the editing for BB24 has been great. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention to like the the live shows, the Wednesday and Thursday and Sundays, like they were way better this year for me. Like they were easier to get through. So they changed something in that realm. And then the comps were more equitable, which I really, really like. I enjoyed the seasons. Like those two changes were great. You can tell they're trying to make changes, but what needs to be revamped is the production.
Sure. I agree 100%. I don't like within the game. I'm not a fan of the twist. I believe if they're going to make a twist, it should be very thought out because I feel like I talked about it this season. If you go watch our recap videos, the twists this season were very faulty. If these players weren't kind of erratic a little bit, the twist kind of could have fucked up the game in the wrong circumstance, and luckily they didn't. But
what I will say about that too is that, like, honestly, some things that I think that we thought were a problem, to me, I'm seeing like maybe they weren't, because watching BB23 and 24, I wasn't fazed by any of the twists because they either did not matter or they didn't mess up the game in a huge way. So I don't know if that's an active change in production. Because I will say there's not too many powers and things anymore. Like no one has like, oh, you know, Eviction Night dies, Mon Wan Rise, whatever the fuck, dumb ass shit like that on the main show. So I feel like that's definitely better. However, I can see how the Besties twist, the split house, that's the thing. Some people do see those as terrible twists because Joseph went home in Dire Fest. And then, you know, Amira kind of got twist screwed by the Festy Besties. But I do think overall, those twists played out pretty well.
Yeah. I think me, I say it a lot. I would literally be okay with just back to basics. I don't need a twist. I don't give a fuck. Or a cast twist. Like if y'all did duos and that was the twist, like people who know each other in real life, I'm perfectly fine with that. Exes, I'm perfectly fine with that. Or even just I don't know, like y'all go back to what I was doing before BB10, and I'm fine with that, to be honest. But we move. So Hey Heidi says, do y'all think Taylor would do well in most other seasons, or do you think her win was circumstantial? I feel like Taylor's win this season, I don't think it was circumstantial because she was dealt the worst hand in the game and still won the game. I feel like Taylor would do well in a lot of seasons she would play. If I had to like give Taylor a player rating, I think I gave her like an 8. It would literally be like a 7 or an 8 as a player because I feel like the fact that she won the game with this cast and this hand. It shows that she's a good player and that she's probably going to do well in most seasons. If she was in BB23, she probably could have won BB23 this last season. So it's like, I mean, how can I say she wouldn't do well in other seasons, especially now that it's a BIPOC?
I was just going to say that, like, at the end of the day, most of y'all faves wouldn't do well in BIPOC seasons. Most of these iconic winners that get praised, these white men, would not do well in BIPOC seasons. It's a whole new game of Big Brother. It's not played the same way. You can't win it by the same strategies. A lot of people wouldn't have done well in this season. I think that's why we had the outcome that we got. I think Taylor's a great winner. And with this new environment that we are in, Taylor could win 100 times over, in my opinion.
I agree. I literally agree. Okay, we don't have that many more questions left. We could just finish a few. Well, it's kind of like 10, but that's fine. So, Discourse OFC on Twitter says they ask a lot of questions. We answered a lot of these, so I'm gonna skip to the ones we didn't. What are some of your goals for the rest of 2022? And would you rather be on the Amazing Race, Big Brother, or Survivor?
If I had to choose between the three, I would definitely be on Big Brother. I would love to play Big Brother. Like, honestly, it sucks because it's like enjoying it. It pisses me off a lot, but I would love to play, to see the background, to see the production, to see everything, to see like if I have the abilities that I think I possess to do well in the game. And then goals for the rest of 2022, I mean, continue living. I don't have much going on right now, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just like, hey, keep
podcast. We do have podcast goals. Like, we do want to continue to cover the shows that we just started because these shows are going to be going on for kind of the rest of the 22. And
a Survivor, Amazing Race, the challenge,
and we have like personal like, oh, we hope we can get this amount of views, this amount of subscribers, you know, in like terms of growth. Like we want to grow. We want to keep growing the podcast. So stuff like that, yes. I would rather be on Big Brother. I'm just a Big Brother gal. So I agree with that. And same with Lee, like my goals are just to work and live. Good luck. I have goals with writing. Like I do want to do film and shit. I talked about liking scripted TV. So I have goals with that. So that's kind of what I'm focused on outside of the podcast. But a lot of my focus is on the podcast and is on work. So there's that on that.
Yeah.
Sure. Someone kind of asked, how do you guys manage your time with all the shows? We don't.
We don't.
We struggle.
Very much so.
Time management is hard.
I work from home, so it's easier for me to like watch. Like, for example, we had to cover the mole yesterday. That was Saturday. I worked that morning, so literally, I'm watching 5 episodes throughout my work shift. I'm pausing, taking notes, all this other stuff. Like, that's the things we have to do sometimes. Like, just the other day, we had to record. That's why we've been recording 2 shows in one night, because we know 2 things in one night recently, because we know if we skip, then we're not gonna have time. Like, it's hard. It's really hard.
And that's the thing. Like, shout out to us. We should give ourselves a pat on the back, because we really do be getting it done. We be getting it the fuck done. So maybe I guess we do have time management. If you need time management tips, just do it. Like when especially with like the mole, since there's a binge of episodes that come out at a time, we have to take time to binge it. I will say it was easy with the mole, but shit like that.
Good show. But like, so it was like, for example, The Circle, when it came out, binging those episodes, The Circle is not as fast paced as the mole, so it's hard to keep up with as well. Like, yeah, it can get pretty difficult, especially when we're covering all these shows at once. We have all, like, for example, this week we had the challenge cast, we had the challenge episode, Survivor, the Joseph interview, the Amazing Race, and we're still coming out with the mole videos. We hosted one yesterday, we got another one coming tomorrow. So it's like this whole week has been really busy for us.
Pharaoh, this is at Latico Chill. Pharaoh, how do you feel about Lee winning the draft again?
I'm just.
And no, let me tell y'all the story, because I don't want myself to seem like a bum ass bitch.
But you are.
But initially, when we started the draft a long time ago,
BB17, this is an old draft, y'all.
I had won 6 seasons in a row.
I think it was
before
5.
Lee. I won a lot before Lee.
You've only won 5 in a row. I have now won 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row.
Okay, so there was a point where I was winning and winning and winning and winning. Recently, I just don't know what happened. Like, clearly, I lost my son.
And now it's 16-10 with me in the lead. Yeah.
But I'm finna win Survivor, and I'm finna win. What else are we doing? That's it. I'm finna win Survivor. You won, Big Brother.
We should have dropped the bowl.
We should have.
Can you drop the bowl? I guess you can. Yeah.
I don't know if you can, because one is the mole.
But the mole doesn't necessarily win. We try to draft, like, pick the winner. You know what I mean?
But the mole could win. I think there's a chance.
And that's fine.
I think there's a mole. Oh, okay, so then we can pick the mole. I guess we could then. Shit.
Next time, next season. Hopefully they have more.
I know, right? Literally.
This is a great series.
Did you answer when did you start watching Big Brother? I already answered when I started watching, because it was BB11. But
I started watching BB15. The racist season, child.
And what made you get into it? Because I didn't talk about that much, but you can talk about it.
I feel like it was during my phase of just watching hella reality shows. I started with The Glass House. If anyone knows what The Glass House is, it was a show created by ex Big Brother producers. They went to ABC. It was basically the same concept. They got a house, but it was made of glass. Everything was see-through. They got, I think it was 12 or 14 people in the house. They had live feeds. They had audience interaction. People got voted out. There were powers and things you can get. So it was basically a Big Brother. And I watched that and I really enjoyed it. And I remember seeing the commercial for Big Brother. I was like, oh my God, they stole the concept of the Glass House. And that was around when BB14 was on. So I remember seeing clips of BB14, but not actually watching it. But I fully watched BB15 in whole. And that was a mess. I don't know. Honestly, I think what got me into it is meeting Pharaoh, like continue being into it, because the next season, BB16, is when I met you. We watched BB16 together. I honestly don't think I would have gotten into Big Brother the way I did if I didn't meet Pharaoh. So thank Pharaoh, y'all.
Yeah, I guess so. I got into Big Brother through my mom watching Big Brother. She was watching Big Brother 11, and I remember seeing it and being interested. I was kind of I guess a weird kid. And I was like very into like mind logic and all that shit. So when I saw Big Brother and the concept, I was like, ooh, this is interesting. And I was also seeing Survivor. So immediately I got obsessed and I started Googling online games. How can I play Big Brother? I found a website, which is not a good website. And I started playing there. I literally still to this day play online games for Big Brother. Like, I'm literally obsessed. And then I just got into the show after that. It just grew and grew and grew. And then meeting Lee and us connecting over it kind of deepened that to the point where, girl, it's over. We're obsessed. We have a podcast about it. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. Back on YouTube, because we're done with the Twitter comments. Jason L. All the Twitter comments.
Oh, I thought it would be way more on Twitter.
I know, right?
We was telling notifications. I was like,
oh, actually, hold on. because I just remember some of them were commenting. There was like 2 or 3 comments in like a second section. Thank you. Oh, they asked about Joseph, but we have him on. Oh, we answered all these questions. Boom. Back to you. Okay. Jason LR says thoughts on BB5 favorite players. I love the specific questions. Kind of interesting.
Adria, I was standing the fuck out of Adria when she won that HOH Envy. That was real nasty. Like anytime, usually when the house turns on somebody, they become like my fave. But like in this scenario, like I just like Adria for some reason. She just gave bad bitch. I don't know. Other than Adria, it would definitely be Diane because Diane ate down. I really like BB5 a lot. Like I think that's definitely one of my top 10, if not top 5 seasons. Like I really, really enjoy that season.
BB5 was really good. I did my rewatch. BB5 was really good on a rewatch. I love what's that girl name? Karen was a sleeper. She's a sleeper. I love her on a rewatch, but honestly, my favorite has to be Adria. I loved Adria.
Adria dominated. I'm sorry.
And I loved Marvin too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marvin for creating the back door, quite literally.
Yeah, because they definitely try to give all the credit to the comments. I do like the comments though. She was pretty interesting.
She was. Yeah.
BB5 is a good season.
It is. Go watch BB5 if you haven't seen it.
I'm staying Adria.
Sure.
Adria.
Natalie. Okay, we answered this. We answered these. Okay. This is Isabella Garateka again. Is Yvette taking Maggie and not throwing it to Janelle the biggest final 2 mistake? Because to me, Janelle takes her and the friendship would have voted for Yvette to win. I do think about like strategic moves like that all the time, to be honest. And I do think on my rewatch, that final 3 decision was one of the only ones that I was like, girl, even more so than Cody and Derek, because at least Cody and Derek was like actual friends and they have a podcast together now.
Yeah.
Yvette don't talk to Maggie.
And
so,
it's like, and didn't she only not want to do it kind of basically because she didn't like her? Like, it's like
there was no, at that point, Yvette did start liking Janelle. At that point, Janelle had made a good social relationship with Yvette. That's why Janelle even had the conversation with Yvette. She still, of course, was bitter down. But I just genuinely don't know why she did it. I guess it was like the loyalty. She was one of the main ones who was like, she wants to be loyal, but Yvette she should have just threw it. She really should have just threw it. And she would have probably won the season because they was not loving Janelle. So I think it was probably one of the worst decisions ever. But hey, when you're a dumbass bitch, I mean a hood rat bitch. Period. Okay. Finally, where do you rank? This is Isabella again. Where do you rank BB24 of all time? It might be top 5 for me, but some of the cast is just god awful.
Like, and that's the thing, like, and this one really sucks because a lot of times, like, gameplay wise, the best gameplay is found in some of the most problematic seasons, unfortunately. I think this season, if Taylor did not win, I'll be honest, it would not have been just something I'm like, oh my god, this is the best season of all time. But the fact that she got the crown at the end, I think it definitely puts top 5 for me. Because just now watching the season overall as Taylor is the winner is just like gold. I mean, like, this is a pretty great season. I mean, the strategy was really, in some ways, I think a lot of people try to like trash the strategy, but I just think the dynamicness of it was really, really interesting. I like, and I said this, I feel like with the BIPOC rule, Big Brother US is going to become more chaotic in his gameplay, similar to Big Brother Canada, but there's still like it's like a controlled chaos. Big Brother Canada be all over the place sometimes. I just be like, what the fuck is going on? But Big Brother US now, it's like these are a bunch of people who are all trying to outsmart each other, which causes mistakes, which causes people, getting sent home over trying to do what's best for their game. Like, people are more inclined to be self-interested. And I think that's largely in part due to the BIPOC rule, because you don't have a bunch of people who look alike and it's going to all follow the same person. And that is what's so great. So I think BB23 and BB24 and probably BB25, BB26 are all going to be some of the best seasons in Big Brother history. Like,
I agree.
Putting more minorities in the house have made these seasons, for me, 10 times better. Both BB23 and BB24 are the best seasons of all time. And if that's biased, I don't know what to tell you.
No, I just think it's a fact that diversity makes the game better in every way, shape, or form. Diversity has caused so many power shifts, not in BB23 because that was a specific situation.
But the thing about
just
BB23, if there was no cookout, and I kept saying if there was no cookout, BB23 would have been just as chaotic and all over the place.
Literally.
It 100% would have been. And it would have had probably a woman winner as well.
And it was on the brink of that being the case so many times. Tiffany was like, let's flip the vote to save Christian randomly. Like, quite literally. Big D was walking up to the HOH room like, you're not going to flip Brittany's vote. Like, it was a lot going on, even with this super tight structure that happened. And even that super tight structure is something that never happened in Big Brother history. All 6 people making
Mind you, that's the thing. Mind you, that super tight structure was arguing and threatening to vote each other out the entire time. Like, I don't know how you were not tuned in. Like,
yeah. So I feel like it was.
Then they still served at the end. I mean, Colin getting cut at Final Four, the little thing between him and Xavier. Like, it's there's so many moments that we're starting to get now. Like, I feel like that era between 16 and 22, it was getting real bland. It was getting real tired. It was really getting same old. It really was. And like 23 and 24, even in comparison to each other, are just so different. So I'm excited to see where it's going to keep going.
Literally, me too. Okay, y'all, we got 3 more questions, really. So, on Instagram, we have a question from Rudy__Andrade. They say, what is your favorite season of Survivor? So we got a Survivor question.
Ooh, I have a few because I did a recent rewatch.
Okay.
Honestly, it's a few. I'm just going to say a few. China, Micronesia, of course, those are the mothers. Heroes versus Villains. Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
I don't think
a lot of people say Nicaragua.
Nicaragua is good. Nicaragua is good. Definitely Game Changers. Definitely Blood vs. Water 2. Definitely Second Chances.
Okay,
definitely When Is That War. It's a lot. Y'all don't ask me to choose. Honestly, probably Cagayan. Just because
Cagayan eats.
Cagayan really eats. Like, but I can't just say that's my favorite because I'm just like, my Grey's is so good. Heroes Villains is so good.
I think Survivor is a better show-wise than Big Brother. Period. Like,
they have a lot
Survivor,
of good ones.
I can say this all of the seasons is good. I would say my favorite, honestly, recent seasons. I would say Millennials versus Gen X was one of my favorites.
That was a great one too.
I love
David versus Goliath. Honestly, every season of Survivor. I don't know what to tell you. The whole series.
Survivor eats. Definitely Micronesia. Definitely Millennials versus Gen X. I liked Panama. To be honest, with Cerie's first season.
Cook Island was pretty interesting. I
liked Cook Island.
Panama, I love Cerie, but it was a snooze for me to get through. I was not.
But I liked Shane, and I actually liked Aris, and I actually liked
Shane was hilarious. Actually, yeah.
I like some of the characters, but I also like really old seasons. I remember Survivor Africa, Survivor season 3 was one of my favorite seasons ever because it was like a split season. And a lot of people don't know that season, but that season kind of ate. That's the one Ethan Daddy ass won, and I did not want him to win, but we moved. So Survivor eats all of them. What other shows, reality or scripted, would you like to review?
I honestly would not mind doing a Real Housewives season. Like, now that I'm starting to binge it, that would be hilarious. I wish Farrah watched them. He does not. But I would not mind doing that like that. Scripted, I feel like I wouldn't mind doing a cute little Euphoria. I'm not gonna lie.
I would love to do Euphoria recap with you. Like, if we did a recap, we basically do recaps on the damn phone.
Yeah.
So it would literally, after every episode of Euphoria, I like go for a walk, and me and Lee will literally talk about scenes.
Everything that happened for an hour.
So we might as well
record it. I would definitely mind doing Euphoria, but we don't watch a lot of scripted shows in general, and then we definitely don't watch a lot together. So that would be something that we would have to consciously now start doing. Which I wouldn't mind. Drop suggestions whenever we decide we're gonna do it. Now you're dropping suggestions now.
Don't get crazy.
But Euphoria probably will get done now that we're saying it.
Honestly, I love Euphoria.
Euphoria's great.
So there's that. Stay tuned. Last question, but not least, from from Jayla. I'm so sorry. From Jayla 0896. Any unpopular opinion? I got one that I saved and I thought of that I've already talked about. But you can
just unpopular opinion on what though?
It just has unpopular opinions. Mine's about Big Brother. You can do yours about reality TV. We are the reality kingdom. If you have any, I'll say mine first. Why you think? I have a one that I really, really like. It was my first ever video that I posted on this channel. It's a podcast. It's a video. You can check it out if you want to. My unpopular opinion that I really stand by so firmly is that on Big Brother 20, the best player that season was in fact JC Mondwang. Do we stand him? Not at all.
No.
Was that his last name? Nope. But he is in contrary to the popular belief that it's Tyler. I don't think that is Tyler. I literally go into why I feel like Tyler lost in that video, but I'll explain why I think JC is the best player right now, real quick. Honestly, on the rewatch and even while during the season, because I did watch feeds and stuff, I remember a lot of the time JC seeming like he was just talking and that no one was really listening. But when you really go back and watch, you can know that a lot of the moves that happened was because of JC. And especially like in that pre-jury section. And I feel like a lot of people give Tyler the credit because honestly, Tyler is the more generally acceptable person of the two. Like JC has an accent, he's shorter, he is a minority, he is not usually taken seriously, he is gay. So there is a lot of things that Tyler is that what Tyler has, and he's also problematic. Let's be honest. So there was a lot of reasons.
Said the N-word. He opened the bathroom while Haley had her pussy all out for America.
He was scooping girls' pussy.
He was touching off on Tyler while he was very much sleeping. It gave weird.
Yeah, very, very, very weird person. However, gameplay wise, he honestly just had it. I think what it came down to is that it was going to be hard for him to be taken seriously. And I think the fact that he ended up making Final 3 surprising literally half of the level 6 members was all due to the fact that he's a good player. And we've heard from a lot of the jury that JC would have won had he made it to Final 2. And the reason that he only lost to Casey by 6 seconds in the fucking Final 3 HOH. It wasn't 6, but it was a very short amount of time. And he was way shorter than Casey, and that was a physical competition. I just feel like JC literally would have won the season had he not had a disadvantage. And I feel like that's just proof alone. But honestly, I just feel like JC was a better player. I don't know what to tell y'all. And Tyler flopped on BB22 and proved me right. So we move. Do you have any?
Honestly, I don't know. I guess I'll do Big Brother.
Also, Bailey is a good player. And I know you bitches hate to say it, but she is. I'm sorry.
This is gonna be
a great one. I rated her a 7 out of 10 on All Stars. And stay mad about it. I don't think it was 7, it was like a 6.8. But it doesn't matter. She was that girl. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, sister.
She made no mistakes.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all. I'm sorry.
Okay. I feel like I don't have many unpopular opinions. Most of my opinions are popular. No. But I feel like maybe that I didn't hate the Battle of the Block that much. Like I thought it was kind of camp. I'm not gonna lie. I think because the thing is, I think it just depends on the twist because BB17 it works. I feel like I wasn't mad about the Battle of the Block in BB17. It was just, because I just thought it was camp. 2 HOHs, 4 nominees. Kind of, like it's a lot. I'm usually pretty intrigued by twists until they piss me off. And if they don't piss me off, then they're great. Like Dire, like that's the thing. Joseph going home. I mean, I wasn't the biggest jailer at the time, so I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It didn't affect me as much as long as Taylor was safe. That was fine with me. So I enjoyed Brochella Dire Fest. It was it was pretty kind of interesting. And then I thought Sexy Bester was really interesting. I thought Big Teams and BB23 was interesting. I usually do like find the pirates intriguing until it's used against my face. So, maybe that's not a popular opinion. I like twist.
Sure. I also have another one. I don't think Dan is the best player ever. That probably hit a lot of people.
That would be Kevin BB Can 9. No.
I don't think it's Dan, and I don't think it's Will either. You can watch our Big Brother winner, period.
Or Tiffany.
You can watch I honestly think it's probably Tiffany. You can watch our winner ratings to get more details about that because I do. Yeah. So those are my other ones. I think that's enough though. So I just want to say we did this video because we just want to give you guys a little thank you. Thank you so much for sticking with us through this Big Brother season. You guys have been so much more supportive than we ever could ask for. It was honestly wonderful. You guys showed out. Y'all was adding Taylor left and right. I know that's the fuck right. Like y'all was getting added
every day. I know she was tired. And it was like,
oh, they finna start adding Joseph now. We need to come on. Like y'all was rocking with us.
It really means a lot though, because I did not think that we would, like I said earlier, like I didn't think we would get to this level, and like the support means so much. Like y'all, we really wouldn't be here without the people watching. So, it definitely it really touches us. It does.
It does. If you guys want, like, if you guys have any ideas or thoughts about videos you would like us to do, comment them. We'll look at it and decide then. Good luck if you did not. No, I'm playing. But go ahead and comment it and suggest it because We do want to make stuff that y'all want to watch. If y'all liked this, just be like, oh, we would love another one of these. But if y'all didn't, then just say we wouldn't love another one. All right. Thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all are the best. We out. We did that.